Hey, what's going on, my friends? My name's Anthony, and in this video, we're discussing the best 3 focal lengths for making interesting videos, and that could be like a short film, it could be just like a fun YouTube video. We're just talking about like traditional filmmaking, but also casual filmmaking as well. So I'll tell you what Hollywood would likely tell you when it comes to focal lengths, but also as somebody who just makes funny videos online, I'll tell you every lens that I'm gonna mention here, I use when shooting content for Henry's, whether it be for social content or short films. I got 3 focal lengths, so 3 lenses to consider, but 1 zoom lens that might get you like 70% there, but it might be all you need depending on the type of videos that you're actually making. So let's talk and let's dive in. So there are really 3 types of shots that a good storyteller wants to get, right? One is going to be a wide shot that establishes the scene. Another is going to be a medium shot. And the last is going to be a telephoto or like just a tight shot. Let's take a look at the opening of my short film I shot and directed by myself with a big budget of $30. I'll put the link in the description if you want to watch the whole thing. It's 6 minutes long, so here's how it starts. So right out the gate, when I started this film, I wanted to establish the scene. What's the landscape like? What time of day is it? Does the weather actually play into the mood of the film? These are all things that I'm thinking about. Where is this story taking place? That's an establishing shot. Here, it looks like a rural location, a farmhouse, and then we see a lot of detail in this shot because we could shoot at something like f8. I have a saying that goes, f8 is great. It's super easy to remember because f8 is that aperture that allows your lens to reach the sharpest point, and you know everything is just going to be in focus. So when you want to show the viewers all the details and establish the location of your videos with a wide lens like a 24mm, then remember, f8 is great, keeps everything in focus, and allows the viewer to get all the information in one shot. So right after my opening shot, which is pretty wide, we go right into detail shots within the house that we were just looking at from the outside. Remember, we're looking to get wide, medium, and tight shots, so switching to a 35mm is a great next kind of step. The 35mm f1.8 shot at f1.8 is a great contrast to the first opening shot in this short film because we used a 24mm lens shot at f8 to show the viewer everything. Now we've moved to a 35, but shot at f1.8 to only show details that we want the viewer to actually pay attention to. And I love how crime shows do this all the time. They try and leave the viewer with clues. So in my short film, I wanted to focus on only objects that would tell the viewer more about that main character that we're about to get introduced to in a moment. The flying pigs is, we place these all around the house, and it's a play on the phrase, "when pigs will fly," which is a subtle hint telling you that my main character is dreaming or usually hoping for a long shot, and that's what this story is all about. We get little hints as the intro goes on, and when my main character walks into the scene, he's wearing a maple leaf sweater, and that is all on purpose because we start to get to know more information about the story. He's a Maple Leafs fan. Now maybe the saying, you know, "when pigs fly" starts to make a little bit more sense, hence the title, Follow Your Dreams. And this story is really all about that. Even the medium shot of the wooden dummy is placed in a stance that looks like he's about to either play tennis or maybe like hit a ping pong ball. This is a detail that tells you what is to come, and you can shoot these details using a lens like a 35mm lens because it's not that wide of a lens, but it's also not so tight, so you have some room in the frame to include some details if you want it, but then you can shoot at f1.8 or 1.4, blur out some of those details, and focus the viewer's attention on what the director actually wants them to view and see. So we covered the wide, we went to medium shot, so next is the tight shot, and usually this type of shot is shot with either a 50mm or an 85mm lens. Either would work. I would just depend, it would just, I guess, depend on the location and the budget. The 50mm lens can be had for a very small amount of money. I like shooting with this for either dialogue or OTS shots. This stands for over the shoulder, and I love shooting these OTS shots and really playing with people's reactions to things other characters are saying, which is really fun. Here in my short film, I need a shot clearly showing my character eating a fortune cookie and reading what's on that fortune fortune cookie, because it's the fortune cookie that tells my main character to follow his dreams, and that's what actually forces my main character to progress in his story. So for these shots, a 50mm would be perfect because it's tight and I blurred the background out as much as I can. So that way we're focused on the character eating that fortune cookie, but then we also made our own fortune cookie that says follow your dreams, and that's when our story starts to take off. Like I said, the 50mm is a great lens when you need a close-up on someone's face, and this lens can actually make actresses and actors look a little bit more attractive. There's next to no distortion when you're at this focal length, so this character's nose won't look huge, or like Will Smith's ears won't look so stuck out if you're getting a close-up on his face, which is great, and that's why the 50mm is awesome.
I'm sorry. That last hand nearly killed me.
So to get all of these focal lengths can kind of be pricey, but what if you're looking for one lens to do it all? Well, there's only one lens that actually comes to mind, and it's not inexpensive, unfortunately, but you do get 70% of everything that I just talked about. The 16-35 f2.8 is a lens that a ton of YouTubers are using to make short films, especially POV or like vlog style videos, which are ending up on YouTube. And if you're a solo filmmaker and like to be in front of the camera, then this is the best choice for that type of filmmaker. If you can get really wide, and the viewers feel kind of like they're in the room talking to you, right? And you can get a more medium field of view, that being at 35mm. With the aperture of 2.8, you can still get really nice out of focus backgrounds, especially on a full frame camera. So this would be a top pick if you're just looking for one lens to do it all. Sure, you're going to be missing out on the 50mm lens, but that's likely the least expensive out of the bunch that we just mentioned. So this could be like an addition if you feel like you need it. Depends on the type of videos, of course, that you're making. For me, I love it, but if I only made like home videos, family content, or vlogs, I would just likely use the 16-35 and call it a day. Maybe that 50mm is a little bit unnecessary. So let me know what you think. If I'm missing a favorite, let me know in the comments down below. For me, the 35mm is the most versatile. That's the first lens that I get when switching to a new camera brand. It's the lens that I'm currently using right now. I love the f1.8 lens. It can be had for not a crazy amount of money. So if you're interested, check out the links in the description of this video. I'll include a link to my short film down there as well. My name's Anthony, and I'll see you in the next one.